Hey Virgo, what you up to? What's going on? How are you? It's me, Archer, and it's time to do your everything energy check-in for the week ahead for you and the one on your mind, all right? So think about your person and let's tap in and tune in, all right? And definitely stick around. Whatever message comes out, I'll convey it across to you, no worries. And at the end, we will continue the Halloween story tradition this week for Halloween with a little bit more of the urban legend ghost story about how Paul McCartney died in 1966, was replaced by a look-alike. And ever since then, the Beatles have been planting clues in all the records and videos and everything. All right. So we'll keep going for you after the reading. All right. So stick around. But in the meantime, think about your person and God, tap me in, tune me into Virgo energy. Let's get some answers for Virgo. All right. Give me everything you got for Virgo, good, bad, or indifferent. Whatever comes out, you're protected when you're with me. I got your back. All right. Hey, Miss M. Hey, Cynthia. What's up? What's going on, Lightseer Empress? K9. What's up, K9? How you doing? All right, let's go. You ready? All right. I'm a Virgo moon too. That's awesome. That's awesome, Elkin. That's cool. All right. Hey, Steph. What up? All right, let's go. You ready, Trish? Here we go. Let's do it. Thanks for the gifts, too. That's all. You guys are awesome. I love you guys. All right, let's do it. 2 shuffles. 1 and 2. Can't stop me. On that note, let's love this deck for the vivacious, Virgolicious, victorious Virgos, because I never forget. Overall energy is the World card. Right out of the gate, the vibes I got off of this tells me out of the 3 readings I've done today, Cancer, Leo, and you, you're going to wind up with the best one. You've closed some cycles. Even if you're not trusting very much at this moment about things and trying to detach and focus on other stuff, there's still stuff going on behind the scenes with the High Priestess. Some answers are going to be brought to light during this Mercury retrograde for you. I dig that. This allows an old cycle to close in order for a fresh cycle to start. Okay, this Mercury retrograde is like a reboot for you because it's your dominant rock, Mercury, that's going through it. All right, so let's begin. Let's get the current conditions at Virgo. I got the Page of Swords, see, 5 of Pentacles. It tells me you're tired of learning lessons. How many more lessons is God going to throw at you? But Temperance comes out. This is showing that you'll be at a point ready to take action on something. So I like this. Some of you guys might even be getting a little more spiritual or religious, connecting into your 9th house, digging into the Akashic records. Maybe some of you guys actually are online. Maybe you got a tarot channel or a podcast or something like that. Something might have you in the social media digital public eye. But I think you're using a lot of time at home to learn on your own. You might be on YouTube or Google and that, trying to look at stuff to help you, right? To better yourself. It's like you're trying to detach and focus on things right now because the instability of the connection itself seems to be taking its toll on you with 5 of Pentacles. Some of it could be affecting your health. 5 of Pentacles is a health card. So maybe like for you, like issues with like maybe dopamine and just being depressed a lot. Or some of you guys could be going through ascension symptoms, sinus issues or headaches going on right now. There are some massive shifts and changes if you monitor the Schumann resonance that we've had a few big timeline jumps, not just the one that happened when we entered into Scorpio season. There's more happening as we go through this pre-shadow period. I think you're feeling it the most. You and Gemini are going to feel it the most, especially in the week ahead. That's why, like, the way things came to a sudden halt kind of has you shook a little bit, right? Because you don't trust them at the moment. And it's causing you not to really want to trust anyone, 5 of Pentacles. It does make sense, though, because every time you open up your heart to people, whether it's a friendship, relationship, or otherwise, it always seems to wind up blowing up in your face. And so you're trying to do things from a higher level of knowledge. You're doing some serious learning, okay? I like this. Things are moving in the right direction. Some of you guys could be dealing with a Taurus or a Sagittarius. But if you're at a point where you're 5 of Pentacles, like stressed out, anticipating what's going to happen next or what could go wrong next, like I see you coming to a vibe where you just want to have some fun. You are tired of being overwhelmed, tired of being stressed out, and you're like, could I just have a day to just have fun and not have to worry, right? There's something like that coming in for you with Temperance. You've got someone that's got their eyes on you still. They haven't been able to let you go, all right? So we'll get some details. Let's see what's on their side, all right? Now, past, present, or future, judgment-free zone. You are allowed to miss and love whomever you want, however long you want, all right? My title here is just Tarot Reader, not Tarot Teller with the Doer, all right? I got the Star card, the Queen of Pentacles, and the 10 of Wands. This person is tired of the distance between the two of you guys. The Three of Wands into the Fool card that leads to the Nine of Wands. That's an apology. Satan testing Job, where even though they're isolating and they're on their own at the moment right now, because whatever they picked walked away from them too, like their friend circle, they're like, yeah, they got a lot shut out, and they've been like forced into a state of isolation because like they were great in the beginning. Their inconsistency, it just showed up really early on, right? It went from the Queen of Pentacles to the Ten of Wands really quick. At first, you felt like this was a blessing. You haven't had a relationship in a while. You'd been trying to manifest. This person shows up. You're like, oh, wow, this is cool. And then what happens is it happens again. Queen of Pentacles. They were very stable, very, very on point in the beginning. You're like, this could be the one. But then the Ten of Wands came in that, like, it's like if they couldn't get things to line up and work out how they thought it should, they would resort to like Ten of Wands, like word games or an attitude in order to get you to like cave and do things their way, right? But yeah, with the Queen of Pentacles, it still started off really good. They're going, okay, so they're going through a vibe right now or an energy where they're trying to actually get all the way back to how things were when you guys very first met. They wanted to like do that, if that makes sense, okay? Three of Wands to the Fool card. They're trying to start completely clean on this one, like meeting you again for the first time. Because on this Three of Wands, it's almost like, yeah, when they started like belittling your job or belittling your family or belittling your life choices and everything you did was just wrong. Everyone in your life was wrong. It's like they were trying to smother you into isolation and it went out of control. Where even after the split up or the breakup, you spend a lot of time on your own at home. And you're like, wow, without them around, my life's all of a sudden gotten stale and stagnant, right? And it became a lot. Hey, Donna, what's up? Hi, Shelby. What's up, Olga? You standing your ground was needed, though, to really start this whole thing going, okay? Some of you guys, there could be an age difference, maybe even a difference in upbringings or something that seemed to come in the way of all of this, right? For some of you guys, they used either like money or their body or something as a leverage point. But the Star card shows you triggered and activated them and started them on their healing journey, all right? And you got three wise men getting ready to show up with gifts. I got a feeling for some of you guys, they may try to break the waters with a gift. Could be flowers that show up or something to your home or your work. They may start with that because they are closing a cycle too. You're not the only one going through closing a cycle. All right, we'll find out some more. Let's get details. All right, could be dealing with an Aquarius or a Sagittarius. I want to use the shadow deck for you. Let's use the shadow deck. Capricorn is here. Aries energy is here. More Sag, more Aries. You got strong Sag and Aries. Taurus, Libra, Aquarius. And believe it or not, I'm pulling Cancer and Pisces energy off of the World card, the High Priestess, and the Four Cups. All right? Doesn't got to be their sun sign, but it's part of their chart activating when I ask about you. So let's see what's going on your side. Let's get some clarifiers. And thanks for being here too, guys. What's up, Jen? What's up, Jeanette? How you doing, girl? Thanks for coming. Night Driver Baywatch. What's up? I mean, I just got my 82 Trans Am, but you got a freaking Ford Ranger. I got T-tops. You got the beach. Oh, man, you keep winning. All right, Three of Cups, the Emperor, the Knight of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, and the Hermit card. Whoa. This tells me you have finished and completed some tests in the week ahead. You have a clearing coming in that if you do choose to go out and get a little more involved, the time is right. Even for my single Virgos, you may get an invite to a Halloween type event, whether it's work or otherwise, that you come away with a phone number. You make contact with somebody there. So you may want to get out and touch Earth and see what's going down. Check out community events and stuff. All right. Now, back over at the ones for those of you that are waiting or dealing with a person and you're just wanting to have fun, like when times were good again. Maybe even for you, same thing. You go to a Halloween party or an event and they're there. They show up. Or it's just something to get you out and maybe a couple posts get made on social media and all of a sudden your person, Page of Swords, stalking you vibes. Like, it's like, whoa, Virgo's moving on. Oh my gosh, I got to do, pardon me, I got to do something about that. Yeah, look, they're getting me even. I'm getting a little like, whoa, choked up about this. So the neat thing that's coming in is that things were okay. Things were moving in the right direction. 3 of Cups. Even the energetical blueprint for you guys says you're supposed to wind up married to this person. You will wind up with this person, right? So the thing about it is, though, what they did when they dropped this bomb on you, whatever it was with this Emperor card, okay, it's like Emperor card on the Knight of Cups, Scorpio and Aries energy. It's like whatever they, yeah, it's like it left you feeling like they knew what they were doing, or they set you up, or something like that, right? And with vibes like that, I could understand why you feel like detachment feels safest right now, okay? And the thing about that is, though, even why you don't trust them fully, you really want to. 3 of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, Knight of Cups. You really want to trust them with that Hermit card coming in because you've done some work. The thing is, with what they said and did, it's hard to. How do you know it won't happen again? And it has you getting confused. Even in a work reading, it's the vibes of like a work reading where like a boss would come to you and be like, oh, company layoffs, you're getting let go. Then come back a couple days later and be like, oh, just kidding, you're staying, and like that becomes a lot to handle. In the love department, they're done with you, you fight, you break up, you make up, they throw you out, you got to be in a car, then you come back. And it gets to be an awful lot, right? The cool thing about it, Mercury retrograde is actually going to work better for you than it is for even Gemini. Okay? I think it's because you're the earth sign. You can stay grounded during a Mercury retrograde. Okay? But it's going to allow for a much more consistent energy to approach and a confirmation confirming that things will be moving forward in your love life as soon as they finish learning their lessons. Because you've done it. You're going through a bit of a spiritual ascension right now. You have passed tests, face those, and you're getting ready for the next set of tests. Whatever it is you're worried about going wrong with them, it winds up going Ace of Pentacles, right. 5 of Pentacles, you think it's going to go wrong, but with the Ace of Pentacles, it doesn't. Knight of Wands, that's Joshua, leader of faith. It's telling me in the week ahead, you've got a green flag popping up. And you are the mutable earth sign. You're adjustable. You're adaptable. You don't ask for much. You just kind of like, you want them to be stable, right? Stable life, and then some of you might even have took them in, or you're married to them, or was heading for it. If you guys aren't already, you're supposed to be, and you're gonna be. But it's kind of like, this was supposed to be the one. You hate thinking that like you were just a mark, and that they set you up, treated you like everybody else. You really wanted this one to be different, right? They weren't off and on in the beginning. So Hermit card, what happened? Why did they start making demands? Why did they start trying to control you the whole time and change you? Tower card on the Ace of Cups. There's a fresh start coming in for this one. Here's the wild part on this, Virgo. For those of you that are dealing with a past person that's really not a past person at all, they're actually your current person, and you've noticed like past person readings aren't resonating to you anymore, and you're like, whoa, what's this all about? You need to watch new person readings. Your person's returning, but they're coming in an Ace of Cups mindset. All right. So the thing about this is, Wheel of Fortune, they're choosing to 5 of Pentacles, let go of their energies, let go of all that control vibes, the belittling control freak ways. Because it's like the whole time, why are they trying to change you into something else if they wanted to be with you in the beginning? It's like, if you liked me then, why in the world now do you not like anything about it? It does seem like the intensity of this connection, okay? This one here, it was a lot. It needed a pause. This tower moment almost had to happen to stop things from getting worse. All right? Because you guys both needed the time to return into a stable position and rest in order for them to learn to love you for you, and in order for you to get your growth and set boundaries to just be yourself. I love that for you. You guys can grow into something and unlock something beautiful, okay, right? Maybe somebody you or them might have a speech impediment or a lisp or something, or somebody stutters or something, possibly. And I'm seeing a grandfather clock, I don't know how that resonates. Maybe you or them still have one in your home or something that was a family heirloom or something. But in traditional Rider-Waite, there's usually the fool is taking a leap out of this tower in order to survive it, in order to build a solid foundation to start fresh. Okay? So the thing about this is that you're just at the precipice of this starting over. Okay? They're catching up to you too, and then it'll start. Like the signs that you're seeing more, especially like feathers, seem to be a big thing. But and for some reason, I'm seeing something about Windex. I have no clue how that resonates, but I literally saw, maybe it's you or your I saw like a person cleaning windows, Windex, paper towel. I don't know. I just got to call the sign as I see it. But maybe it is a little bit of cleaning up and getting things back in order to start something growing into something beautiful. Some of you guys could be dealing with a Scorpio or a Sag. You got Capricorn and Virgo here. Some of you guys might even have that in your chart. Strong Scorpio vibes, Aries, Cancer too. All right, and Pisces. Some of you guys can be born on the 9th or the 16th, the 1st, the 19th is here, the 4th or the 14th, the 31st or the 30th. 30 days has September. Well, okay, skip 31st. That might be your person. All the rest have 31. Anyways, let's see what's going on their side. All right, let's get some clarifiers on this because I'm still, as I'm looking at your blueprint with this deck, when I go out of like Archer Intuitive Tarot and I go into like, God, I need Virgo's blueprint, okay? Let's get deeper onto their side because you're supposed to and you do wind up together. Okay? Four of Swords. Elijah's retreat into the silence. 10 of Pentacles on the shadow card. They ghosted you in order to start doing the shadow work. And see, they got the Page of Swords too. So this is a two-parter because I'm pulling more about lessons being learned as opposed to just snooping. Okay? Page of Swords is like a student. Maybe some of you guys went to school or college together. They don't really have a filter, do they? For some of you guys, they even have a bad relationship with their parents, right? Like, not many people can put up with their higher than mightier attitude, right? Some of you guys might work in real estate or be looking into real estate or Airbnbs or investing or something. And somebody's making spaghetti or has plans to make spaghetti for dinner. That is really specific. Wow. I like reading for you, Virgo. These are some interesting signs. This is wild. Okay. They pushed everyone else out of their life. Okay, right? Like they've isolated themselves and now they're left on their own trying to figure themselves out. They actually, you know what happened recently? They've hit rock bottom. That's why you had to come out of their life. You'd have protected them from it because you love them. They've had some tower moments since they pulled away from you. And this 10 of Pentacles, some of you guys, they might not have a home right now. They could be living like in a car on the streets, in and out of like hospitals or hotel stays or something. Okay. Oh, that's a good idea. Trish, I read your, I picked up on that. It's spaghetti night. That actually does sound pretty good now. That's cool. I like the Prego 3 cheese. That's some good sauce. Anyways, okay. We go back at the ranch. They're doing the shadow work. 10 of Pentacles and the shadow card. Your person actually got the little bonus card that comes with the shadow deck, and it's the card of shadow work. So this person's accessing the demons and processing through them too. All right. It's like they're left on their own trying to work through and figure themselves out. Okay. They've been presented with the mirror for mirroring you that now has them looking inward. Whoa, that's heavy. Some of you guys could definitely be dealing with a Pisces or a Gemini. Now, the thing about this is, it's like, you know how like that one big giant elephant in the room that they would never point the finger at. They would blame everyone else and everything else instead of being like, this is the problem. They're doing that now. They're owning it. Okay? They are learning their lessons. All right, give me some more on this. Strong Pisces energy. Strong Gemini. Could be another Virgo. Libra's here. Aries. The World card. They're Virgo. In the week ahead, they catch up to you and you guys sync up. Look at this. They can make it through this because you've learned your lessons, Page of Swords, and you're ready to close that cycle. Good beams. They finally get there. We're halfway through it, so it's like a midweek thing. So, and remember, there's no time in tarot. Whenever this reading finds you, you're going to hear from them in the next 7 days. Strength card on the Chariot. That's the same outcome I got for Leo. Some of y'all might have some strong Leo in your charts, or you're dealing with one, or you're even a Virgo Leo cusper. Look, the Chariot's what the Emperor drives into battle. They're going to make it through their shadow work just like you did. You've already done it. That's why you're in limbo and feeling the way you're feeling, because they haven't caught up yet. And because you guys have this divine contract, they got to catch up, but they're catching up. They're almost done. See the isolation point? They couldn't copy off of your lessons anymore, your tests, right? Now they're having to figure it out for themselves, but they are. This is overcoming an addiction. This is changing a mindset. For those of you, the 3% of you here that have confirmation that they went to a third party, right? That's gone and cut out. And it's not even the vibes that like, oh, they caught, this is a very specific point, right? Because it's not that they went to another person, that person cheated on them and left them or something, or threw them out type vibes. It's that they went in that other direction and they started internally comparing them to you. And that's how they realized they fell in love with you, for the 3% of you that know they've cheated on you, because the other person didn't compare. And they walked away from the other person and closed the cycle with the World card on the 10 of Pentacles, okay? Whatever it is and however it resonates to your personal life situation, that's what they've overcome. Whether it's sex, drugs, rock and roll, drinking, person, place, or thing, all right? And they're choosing to do it because you're so heavily on their mind with that Page of Swords. They only want to be with you. I got a feeling. Oh, that's I Got a Feeling. That's the Black Eyed Peas. That song may resonate to you. Somebody here likes looking up on like what the #1 song was on the day you were born. That's kind of cool. Okay. I never thought of doing that. Page of Swords. They're looking you up. I got chills. I was just talking about this, and then the card shows up to confirm it. I love it. I'm just pulling your guys' energy. The cards are just here so you guys don't get bored staring at my table. Here's the wild part on this one. For some of you guys, they got a tarot reading on you, or they will at a Halloween party. They go to a Halloween party, right? And there's like the people hosting the party hired a tarot reader as part of the whole Halloween motif or something. They get a reading that tells them that you're the one and that they messed something up. And it's got, if they haven't started doing the work, that's what starts them. Okay? Man, they don't have a filter. This person could get kicked out of a church. This person could get kicked out of anywhere, right? And if they get stuck somewhere they don't want to be, they will use their mouth until they get thrown out of said place. Wow. I don't want to call it out, but this person has like borderline sociopath stuff. In the psychology textbooks I've read over the years, this person's in the DSM-5. Just gonna say, not by photo, but they resonate. They don't. So I do like that they're looking inward on themselves. You standing your ground was totally needed, though, with the Star card to start this whole process rolling. They do miss you, though. I think the biggest thing right now is they are actually working and wanting to change for you before they fully lose you. And they've got a little bit of a fear with the Shadow card that they're taking too long to overcome these things, and they might lose you in the end. They're entering into FOMO vibes, like they did too much. They burnt too much of the bridge or something, okay? Yeah, there could be therapy or something involved for you guys. They could be getting some serious work done upon them. Some of you guys actually had to go to therapy as a result of what they put you through. And now their karma payback, they're going through it just as well, okay? I like that vibe because they're going to do it. They got that World card. You did it. They did it. You can do it. They can do it too. I hope that makes sense. But it's not. It's like they got some deep demons in their closet, don't they? They got ones you know about, but they got ones that go deeper. Give me a card. Can I, Four of Cups? Can I bring up what this might be? Am I allowed to say it, please and thank you? Sun card. That's a yes. And the Moon card. It is something hidden. Leo Pisces energy. You might find out for some of you guys that either this person is widowed, lost someone very dear to them, or a spouse or a partner. Okay, I got to think of the right way to say this. For some of you guys, you'll find out when they were very young that somebody took Ace of Wands advantage of them, and it was somebody in their family. Somebody that should never do what I'm seeing to another person. There is a special place in hell for people like this, and it ruins your person. However this resonates, some of you know of this, some of you haven't found out about this, okay? Especially for those of you that they're very worried about their body, they're hypersexualized. It's because somebody somewhere at some point in their childhood did something very bad to them, and God will handle that. I'm going to disconnect from that energy and leave the rest of it for your person and you to privately talk about. And it's not my place. God will handle that other person that took care of them. Meanwhile, at the Chariot to the Hierophant, you guys are heading towards marriage, okay? So I do see on this that they may actually reach out before they finished going through this, because they kind of really need you, all right? Whatever these demons were, it's like the thing is that they actually may need to talk to you before it's done in order to finish learning how to respect your heart, because it needs more communication in order for them to actually take the time for the first time ever to find out what makes you tick. It's like you're going to meet the real them. You met whatever devil energy was running the show at the time, and you're getting ready to meet the real person. They're nervous. Some of you guys wind up being very good friends, but for 98% of you guys wind up in a relationship. Because the thing about this is they had those deep demons that they're overcoming. The final one, that's the one they need you with them. And the reward is the balanced reciprocal relationship for you, Taurus energy, with much better communication on them with the Chariot card. Even in the future, when you guys bump heads, because couples will always bump heads, okay? I do readings for people that have been married for decades, and they're like, yep, he still puts the toilet seat, leaves it up, or stuff like that, right? The biggest thing here, I do feel like the final test for the two of you guys will be communication and rebuilding trust together after everything happened. And I love that. All right. This is going to happen sooner than later. I don't think your person can make it into the Mercury retrograde fully. I mean, you rule Mercury, so the pre-shadow is going to hit you before the other 11 signs even see it. You're going to be the first. You're going to be the first to make contact. A3 Atlas. We come in peace, Virgo. All right. Anyways, I'm over it. By the way, they still dream about being married to you. I would love to give you an Ace of Wands dream, like, oh, they have a not so good dream. No, their dreams are very loving about you. God is like feeding them karma. They have dreams where it's like, this is what it would have been like if you married Virgo. This is what it would have been like if you've been more receptive to Virgo. They have dreams of like family, kids, everything with you. And those dreams are propelling them right back into your arms so you guys can have real Ace of Wands. You don't need to dream that stuff up. Anyways, all right, Virgo, like this, please hype the reading. Thank you. Thank you for claiming it, manifesting it down in the comments. I love reading your comments. I know it takes forever to reply to them, but I love them and it means the world to me. Use it as your chat box. Even if you just want to pop emojis to keep your private life private, you're cool. God still knows exactly what you're thinking, knows what your person's thinking too. All right. Remember, this will resonate to any placement of Virgo in your chart, because you are not just your sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign. All the parts of your charts are what makes you so awesome that you are known as the anomaly of the Zodiac. You rule the 6th house. You are the most interesting sign in the Zodiac. Stay thirsty, my Virgos. Ha! All right, let's roll on to this, okay? Some of you guys might even, one of you guys have kids, the other doesn't, and you guys do like blended family things or something. One way or another, you and this person, the blueprints show you guys do wind up married still, even after what you've been through. Every little thing will work out exactly as planned. Okay, so now into the Halloween story vibes. Let's carry on with the urban legend about Paul's dead. All right, if you want to hear the whole legend, the first part started in Aries, and there's a little bit in each reading, okay? And we'll finish it up when we get to Pisces this week. But for you, our urban legend about Paul McCartney dying in a car accident in 1966 and being replaced by a lookalike and the Beatles planting clues, all right, grab your album, because for you, we got to pick up where we left off at Leo, and it's not the White Album. There's an album that comes in between Magical Mystery Tour and the White Album. It's the Yellow Submarine, right? It's for the little animated cartoon that they made to fulfill their contract with United Artists for 3 movies. They did A Hard Day's Night, they did Help, and they were burnt out, right? So they phoned it in with a cartoon. But there's still clues. They did put clues on it, okay? If you look at the album cover, the submarine's near the bottom and the rest of everybody's on a hill. Doesn't it look like the submarine is buried in the mountain? And then the people, including the Beatles, all standing on the top of the mountain. It looks like an animated drawing version of the Sgt. Pepper album with a bunch of people standing mourning over a grave, right? And then there's a scene during the song, what song is it? I want to say is it All Together Now? Or When I'm 64? I think it's When I'm 64 in the movie. There's a scene where they're all playing around in one of the mechanical rooms of the submarine. And Paul is there with George, John, and Ringo bopping around. But then on the screen, there's a second Paul. You have a black and white Paul, and you have a color Paul, like biological Paul versus Billy Shears. And then again, even on the cover, the hand is over Paul's head, doing devil horns this time. The way John's making his little gesture on the album, well, animated John is making his gesture on the album cover. But then the lyrics start hitting, right? The lyrics even start hitting because like in the song, Only a Northern Song, it's a George song. If you listen late at night, you may think the band is not quite right. You're correct. There's nobody there. A little bit of a hint as to what they were going through, that they were becoming a studio band and that the Beatles were now, it was over. With Paul dead, they couldn't do the live stuff anymore, right? Even and John, our awesome little cheeky wordsmith John, in All You Need Is Love, the song that appeared at the end of the movie, the song that was the very first worldwide telecast that was promoted, at the end of you know how John always had a habit of like forgetting words? Watch some of his live tour, like when they were doing live concerts, he would forget the words to Help. He would like they would be in different like he did his best. Even back when Paul first met him, he was making up lyrics for like "Come, come, baby, come and go with me." But so same thing. Everybody has always assumed at the end of All You Need Is Love, as they're fading out, where you hear that, "Oh yeah, loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah," that we're just assuming John is singing "She Loves You" and reviving that song, right? If you actually, nowadays with digital production and being able to isolate all the tracks, if you listen closely, what he actually says is, "Yes, he's dead. We loved you, yeah, yeah, yeah. We loved you, yeah." It's those clues hidden in plain sight the whole time. So we'll be continuing this in Libra with John's favorite album, the White Album. And that thing is full of clues. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for Libra. Happy hunting and happy Halloween. Anyways, all right, I'm out of here. On that note, I love this deck. And until next time, Libra, Virgo, whoever you are at the moment, I don't know. Some of you guys have some strong Libra or a Libra stock in you. It's cool. Anyways, until next time, I love you. And I would love to do a Paul is Dead documentary. That'd be kind of fun. The Winged Beatle. Anyway, I'm out. Peace and love. Gotta go. See you later. Bye. I think we'll do a cards and coffee in a little bit too, so stay tuned.